Our next question, question 6. So you have this quadratic function, y equal to 0, and question says, hey, use shell method and rotate this guy about y-axis and then find the volume. Okay, not that difficult. Let us find the intersection so we can visualize this object. That's one of the important part in calculating the volume using any method, washer method, shell method, disk method. So set y equal to 0. Set y equal to 0 to find the intersections. So you have negative x squared plus 4x minus 3 equal to 0. If you multiply everything by negative sign, you can simplify this to x squared minus 4x plus 3 equal to 0. Now you can use factoring or basically use quadratic formula to find x values. So we're looking for two x values, two numbers that their multiplication is 3 and their addition is -4. So those two numbers are x minus 1 and x minus 3. If you add them together, it is -4. If you multiply these together, you get +3. So x becomes 1 and x becomes 3. So we found the lower bound and upper bound. We don't have any other restriction here for our x. So if you take a look at the visualization, here we have our, and please note that this is negative, so it opens downward. This is the behavior of this object. It crosses x-axis at 1 and 3. If you plug in 2, for example, plug in 2, what do we get? We get 2 minus 1, which is 1, times 2 minus 3, which is -1. So you basically, let's see, let's plug in 2 here. Y is equal to -4 plus 8 minus 3, which is equal to 1. So here we go. This is the behavior of this object. Let me use a different color. And let me erase this guy. We don't need this. So you have negative x squared plus 4x minus 3. And down here you have y equal to 0, which is basically your x-axis. Okay, we're going to take this object and rotate this about y-axis. Okay, I'm just going to graph this on one side and use some dotted line to show that, hey, we have some sort of dimension. Perfect. So let us set up the integral, am I right? The volume using shell method says, hey, I have the integral, but the lower bound and upper bound, we found these two. It starts from 1 and goes to 3. This is how your x is changing between 1 to 3. Okay. Now, what's the circumference? How do we calculate the circumference here? If you look at a typical, just a good representative or any representative for your cylinder, or if you can just move this to the other side, it doesn't matter. Any cylinder works. Just want to show you that the base of the cylinder has a circumference, right? If we ask to find the circumference of the base, this is basically saying that, hey, what is the length of this circle? So the radius depends on x, nothing else. So the radius and x are the same thing. So you have 2 pi x, which is the circumference, times the height. The height is also crystal clear. The maximum value for your y value, the height, this is your height, h, is between the maximum y value, which is negative x squared plus 4x minus 3, and the 0. Negative x squared plus 4x minus 3. Then you take the integral with respect to x. Very good. So distribute x into parentheses. The rest is very simple. The volume is equal to integral 1 to 3 of 2 pi negative x cubed plus 4x squared minus 3x dx. So the volume is 2 pi. Here you get negative x to the fourth divided by 4 plus 4 thirds x to the third minus 3 halves x squared. X ranges between 1, 2, 3. So let's plug in 3 first, then we plug in 1, then do the subtraction. The volume is 2 pi. Here you have negative 27 over 4 plus, let me just write 3 as well here, or maybe we can factor this out. You have power 2 on the right. Okay. So let us write down the whole thing, then we simplify as much as we can. Negative 3 to power 4 divided by 4 plus 4 thirds, 3 to power 3 minus 3 halves, 3 squared, and then minus, we can plug in 1, negative a fourth, plus 4 thirds, minus 3 halves. Okay, let me move this a little bit. Okay, thank you for that. Let me save this. Let us rewrite this for you guys. Since this guy just jumped, just rewriting the whole thing for you. But now I'm going to factor out 3 squared. I get negative 9 divided by 4 plus 4 minus 3 halves minus, then if I plug in 1, I get negative a fourth plus 4 thirds minus 3 halves. Okay, the volume is equal to 2 pi, and you have 9. Then if you take common denominator between these to be 4, you get negative 9 plus 16 minus 6. And minus, if I take common denominator between these two as 4, I get negative 1 plus 8 minus 6, and try to simplify as much as I can. So the volume is 2 pi times. So here you have 1/4, 9 over 4 minus 1/4, or 2. You get 4 pi as the volume of this object. Hope all the calculations are correct. Otherwise, we have to go back and revisit this. Let me make sure. Oh, we forgot about this 3 here. Let me fix this, guys. I forgot about this 3. Okay, not 4 pi. How I missed this 3? Okay, one more time. No worries. So the common denominator must be 6. 6 times 2, so just 12. So you get negative 3 plus 16 and minus 18. So volume is 2 pi times 9, 1/4 minus, so here you have -2, -5, so 5 divided by 12 now makes sense. Okay, so the common denominator should be 12, 2 pi over 12, and then here you have 27 plus 5, or the volume is pi over 6 of 32. You can simplify this more, so you get pi 16 pi divided by 3. Okay, guys, I forgot about that 3. Please make sure to correct your work.